This is Nigeria, and a lot of people who live here are going to have it a bit difficult when they grow up. So the question is, why do you think your future seems bleak? Why do you think you might have a lot of challenges when you grow older? There are many factors that causes this, but let me highlight a little bit of some of the factors that might affect you that you might not be paying attention to, that might eventually affect you in the future. It is not because you're lazy, it's not because you're not working, it is because you lack knowledge. You see, they call lacking knowledge ignorance. A lot of people will say ignorance is a big disease. But I wouldn't say ignorance is a big disease. I would say it is a huge disadvantage that can hinder your growth if you're not careful. So, have you really paid attention to the generation that have come before you? Have you really paid attention to people who have existed here on this earth before you? Especially people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, 70s. How are they living their life? Have you sit down with them to interview them to so as to know where they got it wrong or right? Or if you listen to their story, they'll be able to tell you what went wrong and why. You understand? So one of the problem we have is people not paying attention to details. So for you to have a beautiful future instead of a bleak future, you have to be a pedantic person. Pedantic means paying attention to every details. A detailed person. So you're working now, you're earning little money. Some are into all sort of shady deals. I'm not here to judge you based on what you're doing. But what I'm here to do is to help you reshape that future that you might not be planning towards. At the end of the day, a lot of people will sit there and say, oh, the future will sort out itself. No future sort out itself. Even most of the technology that we now know of now, that we now have, that are doing well, that are aiding us in doing what we want to do swiftly, have been planned for in the future. I mean, in the past. And now we are enjoying them in the present time, which was the future of the past. So, when you wake up every morning, do you ask yourself what happens to you when you do not have? If anything happens to you, maybe you go blind all of a sudden. Nobody is praying for that or wishing for that, but it does happen. And the people that such as affected, I'm not sure any one of them can say they plan for it. So, if such thing happen, how do you resolve it? What about if you lose your leg in an accident? What about your arms? These are the three tools, even your hearing. So your hearing, your sight, your arms, or your leg. What happens if you lose any one of them? What will become of your future? So as you wake up today, if you are privileged to watch this video, because as I'm speaking, I'm just this is the first time of going live, so I didn't inform anybody. I just want to probably see how it looks like doing live. But if you're privileged to watch the video afterward, ask yourself this question: whether you are living here in the country, if you're a human being that exists in this world, whether in America, Australia, Canada, Philippines, India, Japan, Nigeria, or in any of the African countries, even if you live abroad, plan for your future. You should learn to plan for your future. You should learn to reason and to not make the same mistake your parents made in the past. To make sure that You secure your future. At least, even if you can't secure the future of the offspring that you are bringing into this world, you should secure your future and also teach them to also do the same thing by the time they grow up. How do I mean by securing your future? For instance, if you're working in America today, let's say you're earning, which is the minimum wage. I think the minimum wage in America is $7.25. But each state varies from each other. I think in the state of New York, I'm not sure whether it is. I think the least they set in the state of New York is maybe $10 or $12, if I'm not mistaken. And the state of Texas is different too. I think some states in America follows the federal minimum wage, while the other states, some of the rich states, try to reset their own boundary, their own minimum wage. But irrespective of whatever thing you're doing, at least if you're smart enough, make sure that out of the 100% salary that you're getting, you can only make sure the expenditures of your life does not surpass 60% of the revenue that is coming to you. But why did I use America? I use America as a case sample because I believe that, uh, irrespective, the government have make sure that everyone that is going to be working over there, or irrespective of the job they're going to be doing, the earnings they are going to be getting must be able to take care of their needs, not wants now, needs. So if you are living in America and or in any part of the world, just make sure that you don't really surpass maximum maybe 70% of your, and even if you are a low earner, just make sure that there is this 30% left out of the money, 30 or 40%, depending on you. And if you are this top earner, you might not necessarily surpass maybe 30 to 40% of your money, while you are being able to keep 60%. So if you are a low earner and you are spending 60 to 70% of your money, that means you'll be able to keep 40 to 30% of it. So my encouragement to you this morning or today is to encourage you that at least if you can keep 20% of such money, such fund, such remaining fund into a particular investment, it will make sense. But mostly I'm talking to my brothers and sisters who live in diaspora, especially people who leave the shores of this country to go and search for a greener pasture over there, for a better life over there. I'm urging them, encouraging them to uh, make sure they don't oftentimes expunge all the revenue that comes to them. They should indulge or imbibe the culture of investment. So, what are we talking about investment? There are many type of investments, but I'm not going to be putting them into category. I'm going to be stating them upfront. So, if you want to invest in landed properties, whether you bought a land or you build a house and you rent it out or you lease it out, that's a form of investment. Whether you choose to buy shares, you choose to buy stock, you choose to buy bond, or you invest in 401k in America and maybe S&P 500. There are many medium or platform where you can invest your money. But oftentimes, I used to encourage people to invest their money in cryptocurrency. And when I'm talking about cryptocurrency, I'm not talking about cryptocurrency trading. I'm talking about cryptocurrency long-term investment. If you are into cryptocurrency, or if you do not know cryptocurrency are called digital assets, such as the Bitcoins, the Ethereums, the Solana, the Binance, and the likes, Trust Wallet, injection protocols. There are many projects which you can, but the A list of them is the Bitcoin, is called the main coin, while every other coin that are listed or that have come to exist after Bitcoin are called the alternate coins. So I can tell you categorically that there was a time Bitcoin was not even up to 1 cent. Bitcoin was monetized in the year 2010, around July 28th. You can confirm uh, my narrative from Google. Perhaps you'll be able to find the information. July 28th, if I'm not mistaken, in 2010. It was established, it was launched in 2029, but it was monetized in July 28th, 2010. And there was a time, even around that period, even up to 2011, Bitcoin was worth like 0.00009 or so. Still have all the information on Google. Today, as of 2021, around October period, October 2021, if I'm not mistaken, I think Bitcoin rose to 68,500 and something dollars. As we speak now, is ranging between 40,000. Why am I giving you all these details and facts? It is because the people who had once invested into Bitcoin at the early stage, they are now reaping the reward now. And some of them even retired early. Some people who will have thought that they will have worked for maybe 40, 50 years, 60 years, retired very early. Why? Because um, they were lucky to have made the right choice. Very lucky. I used to tell a lot of my friends, family, that if somebody will hand over a gift to me, it is the gift to travel back in time to warn my younger self of a lot of things that I've missed out on. Not just only Bitcoin, not even cryptocurrency alone. There are so many opportunities. There was a time in this country where I live in Nigeria here, where our naira is being exchanged for uh, uh, like 120, even 18 naira to $1. Anyone who had money then, who even chose to start investing in their money in dollars, changing their money from naira to dollars over the years, after like a decade, which is 10 years, the person will have come out with you know, heavy investment, which means that if you start about like 10, 12 years ago, most of your 10, 12 years ago in savings in dollars could have given you more than 10x, which means more than times 10 of your money. So, which means if you had invested like 1 million naira in the last 10 years, maybe last 10 years you invested 1 million naira, by now you'll be coming out with more than 10 million naira. And cryptocurrency can even give you more than that. Shares and bonds can also be, properties is also good, but shares and bonds can also give you large numbers of return. But at least, that would be for the future. But if you're looking within 10, 5, 10, 15, 20 years maximum, good return, I will urge you to go into cryptocurrency. There is no cryptocurrency you can buy, especially if you have good platforms like the Bybit, the Binance, the Binance, Gate.io, OKX. These are platforms that I also use in doing long time trading. And I used to encourage most of my friends to also set a piece of their money, maybe just 10, 20% of their money, whatever they earn. They should set it apart, and invest it into cryptocurrency and save for their future. What have they got to lose? A lot of people will always say cryptocurrency is highly volatile. Yes, no doubt. So what do they mean by that? From my own experience, ever since I started trading, most of the money, I've lost some money in cryptocurrency, but they were not actually lost. It was the timing that was wrong. And what was the timing? Let's say I invest 100,000 naira on a particular project or coin today, and that 100,000 naira depreciates to like 60,000. What most of us who have lost money used to do is to quickly pick the remaining 60,000 out and say, I don't want everything to rug pull. They used to use the word rug pull, which means that some other people will invest into the same project and use their small money to bring out big money and then pour your money. But that has always been the narrative. But I'm telling you now for a fact that every coins that had once been up there, like let's say a coin was 100 naira, or let's say $1 per unit, and you invested like $100, which means you bought 100 of the coins, and the coins depreciate in value from that $1 to like even 10 cents, which means that 90% of your money had been lost. Don't rush, don't panic. Take it from me, especially from experience. And you can also do your own due diligence by researching all these things that I'm talking about. Don't rush to sell. Just leave it. From that $100 to $10 to 10 cents, leave it. You will discover that that same coin that left $100 to 10 cents can also rise from that 10 cents back to $1,000. I've seen it happen in cryptocurrency. So many people who oftentimes rush to sell their loss, to cut their loss, are the one who often say, I lost money in cryptocurrency. Apart from your coins being stolen, if it is not well preserved, I don't think there's anybody who should be losing money in cryptocurrency, because cryptocurrency is still young. And as more and more people, is a lot of segregation, as more and more people are coming into the fold to invest, the earliest investors will start reaping the reward, because the project in which, or the coins or digital asset that you bought, will keep appreciating in asset. And that's the best way to secure your future, because you might have 1 million today, and by tomorrow, by the next maybe 1 year, 2 years, or 5 years, or 10 years, your 1 million will have turned to 1 billion, which will give you room to now plan yourself ahead. Maybe you want to now go into other businesses. You might want to resign your job to focus or use the money to start your own empire or your own conglomerate, and go into properties and stuff. But at least you will know that financially your life is secured. Why am I talking about money this morning? Because if you look at the world, the whole world is centered around money. Everything that we have in this world is centered around money. Money is what everybody oftentimes, you know, uh, money is what everybody worship. It's not like as if we worship it. It's the way, the unanimous agreement, and the ones that did not even unanimously agreed. We just came to this one and discovered that everything is centered around money. Is the exchange medium through which you can get anything done. The only thing, fortunately, that we ain't buying with money is the air we breathe in. So, uh, if you are just watching my video for the first time, just this is the first time I'm going live. I've never gone live before, and I believe that maybe once in a while like this, I will always go live just to share some ideas. Please subscribe to my channel, like my video, and if you think it is educative enough or encouraging enough, please share it with some of your friends and help me publicize the channel. And because if you click like, it will help my click-through rate algorithm on YouTube, which makes YouTube machine or the algorithm controlling the videos on YouTube platform to share my video to other people. I'm going to be doing a lot of encouragement and series on why you need to invest, and what you might probably be investing your money into. So today, I want to share that you should probably secure your future and invest your money into cryptocurrency, and so as to have a bright future instead of a bleak one. And maybe next time I'm going to be talking about landed properties and stuff. I'm going to be dealing with most people uh, who do not know the value of our agriculture, especially if you live in African diaspora and you're not, into agriculture. I'm going to be talking about a whole lot of things from experience. I'm not just going to be talking about theory. I'm going to be talking about things that I've experienced, that I've witnessed by myself. And I've said, like I was telling someone yesterday, I said, I knew a lot of people in the late 80s, early 80s, early 90s, mid 90s, even up to the early millennia, that were very rich. And when I still hear their story now, they are no longer rich. They lost almost all their wealth. And the only relevances they have now is maybe the house they built in the past and some of the cars that they've managed to buy. Some don't even have car anymore. Some have even sold all their cars, which oftentimes depreciate in value. Some even sold their landed properties and use the money to probably survive. Some are dealing with different kind of ailments, sickness, and stuff like that. And most of their money had gone. So the people who used to look up to them, that we used to admire, no longer have all the riches and wealth they used to have. Why? So that's why I came this morning to say, as the world evolves, you have to also think deep. You have to think out of the box, and you have to stay informed. Information is key. Most of you that go online to just go and watch things that doesn't benefit you, that doesn't uh, encourage you, that doesn't add value, just to laugh, all sort of flimsy thing. I will also encourage you to be watching videos like people like me, who can as well encourage you to become, to have a secured future. I don't do tribalism. I don't do ethnicity. I believe every human are human. What makes us different, I don't know. Why there is a difference between the white, the black, the red, the yellow, and every other colors we have all over the world, I don't know. If it is a genetical error or whether we nature just made us so. So let's not just dwell more. Let's not dwell most of the time on all these flimsy things. Let's just understand that we are all human beings and we all need to probably have a beautiful life. And we can't live here forever. We're just gonna live our own time and go when the time is right. And some, unfortunately, some will go when the time is not even right, whether they get killed by the bad guys or the ones that claim to be the good guys, which are the government or whatever. But irrespective of whatever you're doing or whatever you're living or whatever ethnicity you belong to or culture that you belong to, you are a human being and think like I will encourage you to think like one. So until I come your way next time, stay cool and stay blessed. Bye for now.